it should be an interesting week of training, considering that I'll be across 3 different countries, so that will involve a fair bit of travel and a slightly disrupted schedule, I think. And I'm going to try to run at least 100 kilometers this week because I want to make the most of the cooler weather in Europe before we head back to the furnace in Dubai. It is Monday, starting the week in Copenhagen. Ben did the marathon yesterday. He did so well. You might have seen the race log already. And I'm not gonna say that I'm tired because of the marathon, because I did not run it, but I was so stressed, probably a lot more stressed than him, that I'm actually starting the week feeling a bit emotionally drained, but it's all good. So this morning I ran to a fitness studio where I had booked a class that was 7 kilometers. Did the class, which was so good, by the way. So the studio is called Beat Riders. Their main thing is spin classes, hence the name, but that's not what I booked. I had booked their lift class, which was really nice. It was like full body dumbbell and body weight workout. So I was hoping to film a little bit before the class started, just to show you a little bit what the studio was like, but on the door it was clearly written no phones. So I did leave my phone inside the locker and I ran all the way back. So I'm starting the week with 14 kilometers of easy running and a resistance training class, and this afternoon we are flying to our next destination, which is London. I swear I don't remember London being this cold in May. It's 5 degrees Celsius right now. I'm cold like London. Are you okay? Anyway, long time watchers, do you recognize where I am? I'm in the good old Vicky Park in East London. We're staying in our own neighborhood, which I'm really excited about. So today I've got a session, a classic 3 by 10 minutes with 2 minutes recovery between reps, and then I've got 2 by 1 minute pickups afterwards. For the 10 minute reps, starting kind of like slow tempo and then try to increase the pace to finish more towards half marathon effort. That was a good session. I'm quite happy with that. Went quite well, better than expected. I was expecting to be really more on the slower end of my tempo pace. Like Ben had told me, you know, it's fine if you start at 4:10 minutes per K. And I was like, I'm going to try to start at least at 4 or 5 minutes per K. Garmin is telling me 4:02 for the first one, 4 minutes per K for the middle one, and then a sub 4 minutes per K for the third one. So yeah, that's definitely more the faster end of my tempo pace. And then I still felt quite good for the 2 by 1 minute pickups. That's 16.5 kilometers for the day. No, not for the day because I'm doubling. I'll do an easy run tonight, but 16.5 kilometers for this morning. 70 minutes easy run to start the day, and then I'm kind of like treating myself this morning. I'm going to take myself out for breakfast. I'm going to this place called Malo in Borough Market because they have a tiramisu French toast and I really want to try that. And then I booked a facial in the same neighborhood. The place is called Relax. I always go there when I'm in London because I know that I will get my money's worth for sure and I will treat myself, but it will be worth it. So here's the thing, I have booked a resistance training class this afternoon at Block, which is in Shoreditch. I also have an easy 30-minute run this afternoon on the plan. I am meant to be doubling today. And I thought, well, Block Studio is about 4 miles away, which would take me just a little over half an hour. That's perfect. I can run to the class, get my run done, get my class done, take the tube back. That plan sounded perfect until I checked the weather and then I looked out the window, only to realize it is quite heavily raining and quite windy. I don't really want to turn up to the studio looking like a drowned rat and completely soaked. So I think I'm gonna have to get the tube there. Maybe I can run back from the class, or maybe I can run just afterwards from here. But then if we go out for dinner with Ben, which we thought we might do tonight, I might not have time to do that, so maybe I'll scrap the double today. We'll see, but for now, I need to head over to Shoreditch for the class. I am filming from my phone because I completely forgot to take my camera when I went out on the run. So it was still raining after the fitness class, so I took the tube back, which was not great because it was rush hour. The tube was so busy and I was like, maybe I should have run, but I really didn't want to run in the rain. And then when I got back to East Village, it was actually quite sunny, quite nice. So I thought, well, I've got time before dinner to fit in my 30-minute run, which is what I've just done. Wearing Ben's t-shirt today because I ran out of running t-shirts, only have clean vests now, and it's way too cold for me to wear a vest. We had access to a washing machine in Copenhagen, not in London, so I've got no clean running t-shirts. So today is long run day, although not a part of me wants to do a long run this morning. It is cold, it is windy, and I feel tired. I've had some consecutive bad night's sleep, and last night was really bad. Barely slept, but gonna try to make it to 21 kilometers today, starting easy the first 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna pick up the pace, steady tempo, back to easy, and hopefully won't feel too bad. So done with the wind. Copenhagen and London, come on. And that's the long run of the week done before we get back to Dubai, which is good. I guess it wasn't too bad. Once I got going, once I was in the steady block, I didn't feel cold anymore. That was alright. And it was actually my last run here. Tonight we are sleeping near Heathrow Airport because we've got the flight back to Dubai tomorrow morning. And just like that, we are back in Dubai. Feels really good to be home. Like, we were so glad to come back to our house last night. It's not even that warm this morning. It was 24 degrees when I set off for my run at 6. Compared to what we had the past 10 days in Europe, it's a bit of a shock to the system. So Thursday evening we stayed near Heathrow. Yesterday morning I just did a little 20-minute shakeout on the treadmill in the hotel gym. I just wanted to move my legs a little bit before boarding a long-haul flight. And this morning I have just done 1 hour easy. I had considered maybe going to the track this morning to do a speed session, but honestly I had another bad night's sleep. I've not been recovering properly. I don't want to push the boat too much. I don't think it would have been a good session. Wouldn't have been a good idea to try and do speed work anyway. So yes, 1 hour easy. And yeah, back in Dubai. 29 degrees Celsius as I am finishing my run this morning. It was 27 degrees when I started. I did start a little later than yesterday because I went to the gym first this morning. I did a full body workout and then straight into the run. So I ended up doing an easy 10k, well, a little over 10k, and then in the final kilometer I did 5 by 30-second pickups just to add a little bit more intensity. Because I did the speed session Tuesday, which was more tempo based, and then I did the long run with a bit of a progression Thursday. But what's missing this week is a speed session that is more like 5k, 10k pace, and I was hoping to be able to do that this weekend, but I hadn't recovered properly. I was too tired. All right, quick roundup of the week. So although there was not as much intensity as I would have liked, in terms of volume, I am finishing right around where I wanted to be, finishing on 102.3 kilometers of running for this week. I also managed 2 resistance training classes and 1 gym session. So I think overall, a pretty solid week of training, considering I was not in my usual routine. We were traveling, there were flights and everything. Not too bad. But now I am really glad to be back into my routine. I'm also really glad to be claiming back my local legend segments around the estate. I claimed 2 back this morning. Now with the rising temperatures, I don't really know what my training will look like. We have not really planned where we're going to be this summer. We probably can't stay in Dubai from June to September, but you know, nothing is planned in terms of where we're going to be, where we're going to train. I don't really know what my next air race is. All of this to be determined, but I will try to keep vlogging what I get up to. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!